there, friends, family, and fellow Fibro warriors. Just wanted to pop in today just for something real quick. Today's uh, hashtag ABC April 2025 challenge letter is the letter G. So today I thought I'm going to do gel for gel pens. We all have those days where we just don't really have our mojo going on. We're not feeling overly inspired. And a lot of times on those sort of days, I'll pull out my gel pens, some book page, my stencils, and I'll go ahead and do something. It's not neurographic art, but I would say it could be sort of similar to it. I find it rather relaxing. What I do, yeah, here's the infamous ideas book. I'll take and use my gel pens to create designs on things. Whether it be, on tags, pockets, things like that, or sometimes I'll just go over papers and do papers that could eventually then end up as backgrounds in something else. They can be made as backgrounds, they can be made into tags, pockets, things like that. But it's something that I like to do just as a way of relaxing. A lot of times what I'll do when I work on it is, let me pick, I don't know, let's pick a blue. A lot of times when I'm doing it, I'll do the outlines, but in addition to doing the outlines, I'll leave the stencil on to color in the shape. I find I get a little crisper edge when I do that. I tend to overshoot the edges a bit more if I just do the outside shapes and take the stencil off and then color them in later. Now you could very well do that. Say you were going to go on a plane trip, you could stencil a bunch of outside shapes in, a book or on book pages and take it along with you and then color it in on a plane or somewhere where you were going to be that you didn't want to drag along all your stencils and stuff like that. So it is, an option. You can do it in one color. You can do a variety of colors. This particular stencil, I'll probably do the circles in a different color, but I find it appeals not only, I like textures and colors, things like that, so it appeals to me in that aspect, but I also find that I like the boldness of the graphics after I color them in with a stencil. I've tried it with pencils, and I have one that, I don't know, it doesn't strike me like the others do because it's just so subtle. You could, I suppose, do it with colored pencils, but again, I like to use the gel pens because I can get a nice bold graphic effect when I do work on it. Now, I will warn you though, with gel pens, one thing you got to watch out for is you got to give them time to dry, because I know I've messed up some stuff by going in too soon and, smear. So you do got to give the gel pens a little time to dry. So that's where, it might be a benefit to have several things going at the same time, that you just sort of round robin back and forth. But like I said, it's just something I wanted to bring up. If you're ever having a day where you feel like you've lost your mojo, you just want to sit and not really think, just color. Get some color into your life, get some shapes into your life, some vibrancy into your life, but yet at the same time relax. This is a great way of doing that. So pull out your gel pens, pull out your stencils, a little bit of paper, whether it be book pages, music pages. You could pull out some of your plainer backgrounds, some of your coffee or tea dyed papers, and have fun. That's all I'm thinking. Just go out, have fun, relax, and you'll end up with something beautiful that you can use down the road. And you know what? If it turns out ugly, I've made a few of those as well. It's only paper, so it's not a big deal. It was just some paper and some time, but it brought you a lot more enjoyment. So I just wanted to pop on and be brief about it today. And I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're participating in the challenge, and I look forward to seeing what you're working on today on this letter G day. So if you would let me know in the comments below what you're working on, and you Fibro Warriors out there, remember, you're not in this alone. I'm here with you, and I'm here for you. So you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.